Hey there, people. Gonna work on some angle problems similar to the ones yesterday, but a little bit trickier. I think you can handle them, but I'm gonna warn you, they are a little trickier because some information is not given, and you gotta use your brain to know some information, even if it's not there. So, do me a favor, write this as the title on the next free page in your math notebook. After you have done that, close it up and give me full brain power until we get to we do. Okay. So here's what we did yesterday. We looked at problems like this, right? We said, okay, so this big angle here is 81 degrees, and this smaller angle here is 31 degrees. What's this angle right here? And we said, well, logically, I know whatever that is. When I add 31 to it, if I add these two smaller angles together, I'll get the big angle. And I was able to use my math or use my logic to figure out that that must be 50. And so that is 50 degrees, because 50 and 31 make 81. That's what we did yesterday. So let's take this same kind of problem, but make it tougher. Let's look at this thing. Woo! That is a fine geometric construction if I ever saw one, huh? So I got this angle, I got this angle, I got this angle, and I need to figure out this angle. What's that one right there? This angle RUP. What is its measurement? And I'll say, well, how in the world do I know that? Because in order to know that, I need to know what some add up to. Like if I knew what this was, then I could do this plus this is that. But I don't know what this is. Or like if I knew what this was, I could do this plus this equals that. But I don't know what that is. So I'm stuck. I'm looking around for an angle I know, and there's no big angle giving to me. So I feel like I just have to guess, which that's no good. You know, it looks like it's close to 43. Maybe it's 43, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's like 48 or something close, but who knows? So what I need you to be able to do is to look at this and say, wait a minute. There is actually one more angle I know that isn't given to me. It's there, and I know it, even though the number that I know is not written down. Check it out. I want to show you this. This angle is built off of a line. See that? And we know from a previous lesson that lines have a very certain measurement, right? This angle that goes all the way from here to there, if I ignore all that other stuff, I'm going to even do that, watch this. If I pretended for a moment with a big fat white pen that all that wasn't there, and I didn't know any of that, and none of that was there, I would know the measurement of this angle right here, this angle around U. That's a straight angle. That makes a straight line, so that's a straight angle. And I know that straight angles have a measure of 180 degrees. That's just a thing that I know, right? If I didn't have all those other distracting things there, I would know that that was a 180 degree angle. So if I go back a million steps, and I put that stuff all back, guess what? This is still a 180 degree angle right there. So if I take all these four angles and add them together, that 32, and the missing one, and the 43, and the 23, and I add all those together, they make a straight angle for me. They make a 180 degree straight angle. So I did know. Sometimes you got to look at these and say, oh, there is actually something I know, even though they're not telling me it for sure. And now I can figure that out. It's going to take me some work. I think I'll add these together. 32 plus 43 plus 23 is 8 and 9. So that means this and this together are 98 degrees. And if I add to it my mystery angle, I get 180. Haha, now that is not so bad, right? If this were 100, my mystery angle would be 80, because 100 plus 80 is 180. But since this is 2 less, this has to be 2 more. So my mystery angle is 82 degrees. And the whole trick to knowing that is realizing I had a 180 degree angle here, even though nobody told me. All right, let's do one together, a little different. Open your notebook, and let's do this one together. Go ahead and pause and write the question down. So figure ABCD is a rectangle. Angle BAD, that's this one, measures 33 degrees. What is the measure of angle CAD? That is right here, CAD. So I want to know this one right here. And I look at that and I say, well, like, how in the world am I supposed to know the measure of that angle? I don't have enough information. I know this is 33, but like, I don't know. What am I going to do? Well, don't forget, there's information here that is not told to you expressly, but that you know. Figure ABCD is a rectangle. And what do we know about rectangles? Rectangles have all right angles. That's what they are. They're figures that have 4 right angles. That means this whole thing is a right angle. So is this, so is this, so is this. But this is the one I want to talk about, because look, if this is a right angle, that means I know that the whole thing here is 90 degrees. And I know that this little part is 33 degrees. So I can figure out the other part right here. Right? If I add that to 33, I know I'm going to get 90. Nobody told me 90. I had to be smart enough to know. I had to say, ooh, rectangle, that means 90 degree angles. I have to recognize 90 degree angles, just like in the last one I had to recognize a straight angle. And now I can figure that out. 90 minus 33 is, let's see, 10, make that an 8, 7, 5. That is a 57 degree angle. So today's questions are just like yesterday's questions, except you have to use information that you know that is not just given to you. You have to be smart enough to identify a right angle or a straight angle when you see one and use that information to help solve the problem. If this was tricky, please, please, please go back and watch again, because I want you to come to class tomorrow really good at this and really comfortable and ready to solve these mysterious problems when I give you one. So don't stop just because it's over. Stop when you feel really good about it. And when you've written them down and you do feel really good about it, I'll see you tomorrow.